What's going on? Welcome to the MSG Podcast. I'm Garrison, and I'm here with Sarah. And who is this? We have a special guest.
Random person you picked up on the street.
Yeah.
Woo!
And we brought him in for 3 hours and decided to watch Fooly Cooley.
Forced me to watch. Drive me to
Say your name, sir.
Nestor. No, for anything.
So elegant. Thank you. So this week's episode's about Fooly Cooley. Thank you for listening. We're going to discuss a little bit about it because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and it's pretty awesome. What is your guys' opinions on this?
Well, I'll start us off. So, this podcast of Fooly Cooley sort of came up last minute, but I think it might have been a blessing in disguise because I think the new seasons were just
announced recently.
Just announced. So what better time to catch up on the first season than now? Any impressions on the right? Isle of Dogs wasn't playing near us.
Yeah, that was our original plan. We were gonna go see Isle of Dogs, but that didn't happen. So here we are. Thank you for Nestor for bringing that in because he was quite honorable, bringing us all kinds of snacks and glorified, delicious Japanese beer and candy, and we just
Choco baby.
Yeah, we just made a night of it. It was great.
So first impressions or thoughts, marathon, guys?
Well, I'm tired, but
I didn't realize just how much there was to like sink into, to like pull from it. So I think if we had planned this much sooner, this may have yielded better results. But you have what you get, I don't know.
It's a really dense show. You gotta watch it time. You can't just watch it.
Right.
There's too much.
So explain what you mean about dense, because you say it a lot.
There's a lot of stuff to show. I mean, it's only 6 episodes.
Right. Yeah. I have some facts written down, and we'll go over that a bit more. And he's right. It's really dense, and there's a lot of layers that it doesn't seem like it on the surface, but there's a lot to pull from it.
Lots of stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. They probably could have stretched Grant.
It's a beautiful 6 episodes. I said a lot about like a lot of different animations.
Yeah, but I think this one especially because it really seemed like a feature-length quality film in a lot of the animation and art. I have here very cinematic. They have like really interesting composition and shots.
Yeah, the color coordination in the entire series is just beautiful. Yeah. Somebody once told me that was because the animators had a budget issue and that's why they added that in there, but that could be wrong. So don't listen to me. Or do,
Wait, say that again?
So somebody once told me that the reason that they did the comic book shots is because the animation didn't have the budget to do all of them as actual animations. So they did comic book shots as a kind of little cut and strip of their budget.
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No. Actually, the director for the series during the first episode, his staff, they really didn't like the work because it was a lot of work towards that manga scene, and he didn't care, and that's why we got it again in the 6th episode.
And that's why they made fun of it.
Yeah.
Smart going.
Did it on purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and spoiler alerts. There's gonna be lots of them in here. So.
What are you doing? Go out and watch it now.
Yeah.
But really, it's wrong.
Yeah. The music by The Pillows, great, top notch. It really set the mood for the entire series. I found myself tapping my foot throughout the whole thing. It was really good.
So, can anybody explain to me the plot? Because I'm not entirely sure. This is my first time watching it.
Conti, the robot guy that was explaining him.
The plot.
The plot.
The robot. Explain the robot to me.
Comes out of his head.
Yeah, but okay. So super sub notes of like erotica throughout this entire series. It was like in every scene there was like an innuendo, and it was cute. I liked it. It was like young love in a weird gross way. It was okay.
I think one of the main things that it's about growing up.
Which is a lot to do with sex, I guess.
I mean, I feel you're maturing as a physical part of it.
I mean, I think that's the most overt thing, but there were things about him now to the main character being or trying to be more mature in other aspects of life, like he felt like sour drinks were more adult, and he didn't, he wanted to get rid of the stigma of just liking sweet things or like simple things like that. And
Interesting.
I don't like that. I feel like part of it is like also Paul Heather's name, Eric Friend, all college show, which is kind of like his own person. Well, growing up, spoiler tell Hart loves
And gets over like the crush that he has on Hashimi Mimi.
There's Haruko.
Nina Mori.
I feel like Nina Mori was probably like the middle ground, but like his first love was Hamimi, right?
Yeah.
Mamimi?
Yeah, Mami.
And yeah, so then
she was his brother's ex, right?
that's what I gathered. Mm-hmm.
And okay, so this was an interesting fact. I didn't write it down, but it's relevant to this what we're talking about. So I think it was the first episode when Ma Mimi was talking about like stuff about stale bread and like nails on the chalkboard and stuff, and she put her arms around Naota. And she said, being with you is better than hard bread. So what she's saying is, so many things in life have disappointed me, but you have not. So Naota to her was this small light in her grim, glooming world. Anyways,
I think that's
Like watching paint dry.
bland person.
but the just the amount of different art styles and animation techniques was inspiring, because we're Sarah and I are animators, and I can't speak for her, but for me, like it was really cool. Like I found myself analyzing on like a technical level on how animators do certain things, and I found myself looking to see how I could possibly recreate certain scenes in the show. And definitely something.
Like, yeah, you gotta sit back and wonder, like, how many hours did they put into this?
Many hours.
Years worth.
Months worth.
Years worth full-time work.
Well, for a standard episode of TV for like a half an hour, or even an 11-minute show, it's like 9 months for an episode. So it may have taken them 9+ months to make each episode.
Yeah.
Well, anime is 12 frames per second, but generally you'll hear it's like 24 frames per second. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, but yeah. And physics, don't worry about physics with this show. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy the ride and have a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like, I would want to get stoned and watch this and then wonder, like, what is my life in comparison to what is going on in the show, and be like, why is it not like this?
Why are we not right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in, I think, the 4th grade when that came out. Yeah, and watching it recently, I definitely picked up on the subtext and subtle things that I definitely didn't understand back then, went right over my head.
Yeah, like as an adult, like I can't even imagine trying to analyze this stuff as a kid, because for me it's like all about the entertainment value. Mm-hmm. And I think this show alone has so much eye-catching, like you almost don't want to look away, because then like the second you look away, something's gonna happen and you're gonna miss it. And there's so many tiny little like hints to other episodes of some other show that just kind of appeared on there, and we just discussed earlier how South Park was kind of a cameo at some point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had like South Park references, they had Evangelion references, they had Gundam references, they had Lupin references. I mean, they had tons of different references to other properties, just all stuffed in. Yeah, this series is definitely one of the series that multiple viewings, you'll catch something new every time, I think. Wow. What's going on?
I'm like trying to give more content, but like
I'm like trying to follow.
You can add whatever commentary you feel like. It's a very different dynamic with three different people.
This show is pretty part of my childhood growing up. I mean, like I started watching, like first time I watched stuff on TV all the time, forever. Probably still is right now. It's basic class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. Have you seen it when you were a kid?
I saw brief episodes when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think this show sort of defined a generation of anime fans.
Yeah,
and yeah, and I hope that the next 2 seasons follow suit and create more rabid anime fans.
I'm like kind of excited for a new season, kind of, because it's so good, like on its own, just 6 episodes. It's a tough thing.
I guess we'll find out. I think that's the
hopefully.
big thing there is like, the gem will be revealed in June.
Yeah, I mean, if it's good, good, then that's another chapter in the story. But if it's bad, we can just
Ignore
shove
it.
it under the rug, just
It never
not look
existed.
exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting to hear that you guys like grew up on this, because like I feel like the style of anime that you guys watch is very different from like what I would watch. Like I would never have wanted to see by your favorite director.
Oh yeah, Masaki Yuasa.
Yeah, like I would never have even thought of listening to that or watching it.
What Devilman? Is that?
Yeah, Devilman, and then a lot of the other stuff he's done.
Yeah. While we're talking about Mr. Yuasa, I guess I'll be doing a. Okay, yeah. So he did. He animated an episode of Adventure Time. The guy from Devilman Crybaby, the main director of.
No, which episode?
Oh, the food chain episode where like Finn and Jake were turning into different animals and crazy. Yeah, that one. On Adventure Time, I guess the finale is coming up in a couple months. I guess I'll give it a proper send off, and because it really means a lot to me and inspired me. Any final thoughts on? Oh yeah. If there's anything that you take away from Fulikuli, it's Crystal Pepsi. That's the most important thing, okay? Well, maybe if we, riot, we can get some Crystal Pepsi.
Everybody try this at home. Get some milk, Pepsi, or some Pepsi. Turn it clear.
It's
You make your own Crystal Pepsi.
That's disgusting. Oh my god.
If we can get Szechuan sauce back, we can get Crystal Pepsi back. So come on, guys, let's.
Crystal Pepsi back again.
The world. That's what the world
So
needs.
you guys were talking about like watching, like you were talking about watching.
Right.
I remember like staying up late and watching like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and like Arctic Hunger for Cowboy Bebop, Brack Show all together. Weird.
Yeah, because like it's weird because like I grew up on like Family Guy. That was like my show. Yeah, not everybody agrees, but they're still around, so can't argue with that.
Canceled once, came back to life.
Yup.
Canceled again, came back.
Didn't waste
Yeah.
like.
Well, so did South Park, and they're still around.
We also lost. What was it?
That
We
one
also
show
lost,
that no one can remember.
Brain fart.
Dude, this is like every
Yes and
day.
no.
What is that?
That got canceled and came back.
No, it never came back,
Oh.
but it got canceled. Never came
Oh.
back. It had, like, it didn't even have a full season. Shame.
Young Justice got canceled and came back.
I've never even.
Have you heard about it?
No.
And something that got canceled and didn't come back, which we'll be talking about later this year. The Spectacular Spider-Man, probably one of my favorite iterations of the character. Oh, and I think that's all I have for this section.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for sticking around for that, but we're actually gonna do a little quiz. Let's see how well you guys are paying attention, because these are really easy questions and they're not multiple choice. So
We're flying all the way through, and then
yeah. All right. Now, so since there's two of you, we're not really used to that yet.
Right, yeah, so how many questions do you have?
Okay, so I have 3 for the first episode
Okay.
and 3 for the second one. I'm gonna decide how hard I'm gonna make them based on how well you guys answer the first episode's questions.
So are you gonna like pick on us, or like how this gonna
No,
work?
whoever answers first. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys raise your hands because we don't have a buzzer. I'm gonna warn you guys, those are really sour, what you guys are about to
I
eat.
see the guy like in pain. That's weird.
So yeah, we
It's like
acquired some very interesting Japanese candy.
who knows what's called.
No one knows because it's in Japanese. And there's a guy screaming with a giant lemon on his head, and now I know why.
It's a lemon papador.
Because it's very sour candy. So yeah, raise your guys' hands for whoever knows the answer. First one, episode 1 of Fooly Cooly. What kind of plant is now a part of the city they live in?
Like a power plant?
Yeah.
Okay, better question. What is the name of the plant that is in the city that they live in? Okay, Garrison.
Medical Mechanica, is that?
Yeah, you answered it right. You don't have to eat beets. Okay.
I'll eat all the.
Yeah, we got beets. So if whoever doesn't answer correctly,
Beats
has to
by
eat
Dre,
beets.
or just no? Or-
We're not that rich, Garrison.
Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
eating a whole headset over here.
All right, next question. What is the shape of the plant? Go ahead.
Iron.
Yeah, you did it. Yay. So wait, does that mean that you... You know what? No, it's okay.
Wait.
We'll figure it out. We're still working on this, okay?
Okay, how about we all work together so we don't have to eat the
Okay.
loophole?
So wait, does that mean that you guys are going to start working together to answer these questions?
Can I just like sip that?
This? No. Gross. All right. What degree, as an angle degree,
Okay.
did Takun have on his shirt when he was going to bed in episode 1?
90.
Don't look at that. Yeah, it was 90 degrees.
Oh, what he's on his shirt.
I'm glad you guys guess we're paying attention. All right, episode 2. What color are Takun's eyes?
Black?
What does
Oh,
this
wait,
mean?
wait. Can we not just, like, guess?
I feel like once you guess wrong the first time, I'm going to give Garrison a try.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Okay.
They're blue.
Yes, they are blue. Ding, ding, ding. So you have to eat some beets.
That's fine.
Here you go.
Is there, like, a fork, or do I just kind of
Just pick it out with your
kinda
fingers.
dig it out there?
Yeah, we're not really picky.
Pretty red.
You are going to have red poop. Oh, that's seriously one thing on all of our podcasts.
That's right. Yeah. Why not bring this up as well?
with our stool.
We talk a lot about poop on our podcast.
It's actually not bad. Pretty
No?
good.
Okay. Is it better than the
Well,
sour
It's
candies?
very, yeah,
Well, you thought it smelled good, so I'm not taking your word for anything.
a little bit too red.
Alright, so next question.
Pretty bad aftertaste.
Is this episode 2 now?
Yes, this is episode 2. How was the fire made in episode 2?
In like when the episode
though. Yeah,
started?
which fire?
There was a police officer that came in and explained how the fire had been started, which had, like, there was a fire and it was kind of like in the offshoot of part of a setting in the very beginning of the episode, and then later on there was a police officer that came in and explained how it started. How did it start?
It started with a spark, a flame.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, it started with hard falling from space. I don't know.
Alright, no, both of you eat beets. It started with arson.
Oh, okay.
That's a spark.
That's lame. For the rest of the show, that's lame. Just somebody just starting fires. No, you gotta get a big one.
I don't want my poop to be red tomorrow.
Eat a couple.
Alright.
They're all kind of the same size. They're all like this.
Oh, okay. I don't know. The one I got was like that big. I don't top.
How is it?
It's not bad.
Your face says disturbing.
We got the lollipop too.
Yeah, that's right.
We can all. I don't know. You can't really.
Just like all lick the
Fine.
same lollipop. You alright? Don't throw up. I've got your can. Alright, this one might be kind of a hard one for you guys. What month does this episode take place in?
I lost this one. I'm just eating another big. I give up. I have no idea.
Thanks.
Was it, say, September?
Very close. You want to try another month? I'll give you another chance.
October.
You can't answer for him because you already answered because you gave
I
up.
didn't answer. I just gave up.
It was
I can-
October.
I can get this beat out.
Yes, it was October. It took the month it took place in was October. All right, I'm done with episodes 1 and 2. Bring it on. I'm ready.
All right. So I have 2 and 3, but I didn't recognize. Like I wrote huge on my paper, so yeah, I can't really say which episode the questions come from.
4 and 5, right? Should be.
Yeah, it's 4 and 5. 4.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Well, it should be in order. Okay. Well, when they're in school and they had a reading material confiscated, where did that come from? Where did they get that book?
Wait, say that again?
They had a book that got confiscated by their where did the book come from?
I know it. It came from his dad.
Yep. There's a part where he's like trying to sell his bookstore. It's a mag store. Exact same book about. What is the significance of him swinging the bat?
Right, so this is what you were talking about earlier, more like symbolic, right? It's like, is he man enough
Pretty much.
take a chance to like put himself out there?
I think it's like that, and also like kind of the thing where they calling his brother's name. His brother was a baseball player. Steps up to hit the meteor back to space. It's not a meteor. So yeah, you're right.
Yay! All right, next question.
So, my other question is it was why do they call now talking?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
now we know the answer.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
then.
answered it kind of at the beginning of the podcast.
Gotcha.
Is that all?
We all win in that one.
Well, I mean, my other question was what's important about the eyebrow, and I couldn't think of an
Innovative.
answer for it, so I just crossed it out.
So wait, were those the only questions?
I had also like, why does Conti change colors when he's not? No, I'm gonna cross out.
I like the little doodle you did on the back.
It started off as I don't know what it started off as. I tried to draw an otter and I gave up. So I'll draw a body.
It's a pretty cute otter. It kind of reminds me of, Mr. Dandy, Space Dandy,
Oh.
like the cat from Space Dandy.
Oh yeah, he just needs like 6 more years.
Right.
And,
That's
like a hat. Yeah, it kind of looks like him actually.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
His name's Meow.
Is that all your questions?
You did a great job making those questions.
All right, I'll be nice. I'll give you the multiple choice, guys.
Thanks, Garrison.
Yeah, don't expect it again. All right, question 1. What treat was Nina Mori enjoying in the beginning of the episode? Yes. Was it A, lollipop, B, bubblegum, C, popsicle, or D, licorice?
See, twas a popsicle.
Name of the cafe mid-episode. Was it A, Cafe Bowl, Was it B, Cafe Sky? Was it C, Cafe Black? Or D, Cafe Blue?
I'm lost right now. Like,
There was a cafe.
I'm gonna take the bullet on this one. I'm gonna just say B because B is always the answer.
no, it's always C.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
say
always C. It's always C.
No, it's always B. It
was
is
it C?
always B.
No, it was D.
Oh. Well, you know
It was
what?
Cafe Blue.
You got my hopes up
All
and
right.
you just broke me down. Like,
All right, I'm gonna eat a beet. I'm gonna take a beet. But
wait,
you-
wait. This sour candy.
No,
I thought you did them
you're
at the same
so
time.
weird. Why are you
Wait,
enjoying
Beet, wait,
these?
Beet.
Oh, how are you not?
Wait.
They're fantastic.
I don't know.
Don't eat. You ate it already?
You messed up. Now there's beet juice everywhere.
I don't know. It's really red too.
Yeah.
If it wasn't like sweet,
Did you eat it already?
I did. I swallowed it. It is really sour candy.
It's like. It's like a chewy forehead. Fills your mouth with sour.
What is this?
Eat 'em up.
All right, it's already eaten. What's your last one for this
All
episode?
right. Last question for episode 3. What was Conti confused for? A Gundam, B, a Zoid, C, Cyborg, or D, Android? By the lady, I don't remember her name, that was in the agency with the dark skin.
Okay.
Are you gonna answer
Do you
this
want to
one?
hear the
Yeah.
Was it A Gundam, B Zoid, C Cyborg, or D Android?
Let's say
For Android Cyborg.
Android.
All right, wait, don't
Android.
answer. Don't answer. So you said
Android.
Android. Okay, I'm gonna say Gundam. 'Cause I don't
Come
know.
on, guys. Final.
Zoid?
Cyborg.
Oh.
You know, Cyborg is a cybernetic
I was really
organism.
hoping it was Zoid, so it was like animal robots running around like.
All right. You gonna play your song again?
Yeah, give me one of those. I'm ready. You guys gotta enjoy some beats.
They're supposed to be very healthy for you. Good for your adrenaline.
Soured. Where'd you get these?
Meyer.
Oh, okay.
This is a theme song, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It works pretty well. I'm surprised you didn't get that one. Like Cyborg is a cybernetic organism.
There's eggs in this.
I'm sorry, what?
Eggs.
Really? Jeez.
Oh, no, never mind. The rest of it.
Okay. I'm like,
I thought that was ingredients. I was like, I don't want to eat.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
No, it's just beets, water, high fructose corn syrup, vinegar,
Hell yeah. You
and
need some of that.
modified corn syrup. And salt.
Everybody needs a little bit of that in life. Modified corn syrup.
So, do you like those beets?
I would say, like, if it was...
I think the sour could go pretty terrible.
I mean, I was seconds away from throwing that up. I had to eat that slowly.
If it was a different time and a different era, I probably would enjoy these.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Guys ready for the next 3?
Not gonna lie, like texture of them, pretty fine.
It's like
The taste I can get by, but text kind
it's
of.
like a potato that's soaking in water for like a whole day. Bite into it.
It's almost like gelatin.
Yeah.
Kind of gross.
This is why I have stomach juice. So episode 6, right?
Yeah. Ready? All right. What eating utensil do the kids think is better than chopstick?
I raised my hand first.
Okay.
I don't care if it's multiple choice. I already know the answer.
Sporks.
No, I was.
Alright, well, we got it wrong.
I was gonna answer that.
You got it.
Oh, wait, was it sporks?
It was.
Alright, I just guessed.
I know you stole it from
No,
me.
I didn't guess. I knew what it was.
All right, so we both answered that. Awesome. Yay. No beats.
All right. Next question.
Take that.
No, I'm good.
Still got 2 more. Don't.
Yeah, we got some beats to eat still. Here come the hard ones.
The brain needs blank for energy. A. Glucose. B. Gluten. C. Omega-3 or D. Vitamin C.
Beats. Brain needs some beats.
I feel like this is a trick question because this was totally not a part of Fulikuli, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna let you answer first because I think I might. I have to.
Here, say the question again and then say the answers again.
The brain needs blank for energy. Said by Eyebrows Guy to Nauta. Is A. Glucose. B. Gluten. C. Omega-3 or D. Vitamin C.
Why?
Answer first.
I know the scientific answer for it. I mean, it's gonna be A. Glucose.
What else are we?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right, final questions, do or die. Now, this question is actually, it's actually throughout all of the episodes, so if you paid attention to this reoccurring object, you may be able to get it, but it may come down to luck. We'll see. What numbers were on the Vespa license plate? Was it?
Oh my god. I don't remember.
You pulled out the hardest question for the last one. Are you
How am I
gonna?
supposed to know what a license plate?
It's 4 numbers.
Is it just 4 numbers?
Yeah, I'm gonna read them off to you. Was it A 0303, B 5656, C 0304, or D 4950?
I'm gonna say D.
You said D.
D.
What were the questions? What were they?
A is 0303, B is 5656, C 0304, and D is 4950.
I'll go with B.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You're right, you're wrong.
Woo!
How
Some
did-
beats!
Ah! I was so confident. So
I was like, 4950
confident.
doesn't sound right.
I'm looking for like one
You gotta get a
way
big
down
one.
at the
You
bottom.
get like a handful of them.
The entire thing.
Yeah, you just gotta gulp. You just gotta drink it.
They're in the size of like, you know, like the cuties
They're
oranges. Yeah. We're just
They're
spit them out.
bite-sized beats. I feel like this would be better if we had like toothpicks and I'd like reach in there.
Yeah, I just spit some out on accident. Not on purpose.
Alright, that was a great quiz section. And that stuff stinks. Oh,
It does.
Stinks delicious.
Put that in my protein shake.
I don't know if I'd want to drink a shake of that.
It would be like in with like chocolatey stuff, so I'd be okay with it.
I could probably eat those with ice cream though.
What? Alright.
Like vanilla ice cream, that seems like some nice like beets on top of it.
We say beats a lot. Like, I think we owe Dr. Dre some royalty.
Alright, so to finish off this podcast, I'm gonna talk about a few facts, interesting facts about the series. Alright, so the first fact. In the first episode, Haruko calls Naota Taro-kun, and Taro-kun is a nomenclature used for small boys. It's basically a John Doe name. So basically, in the first episode, Haruko calls Naota John Doe throughout the first episode. Fact number 2. Amarao's eyebrows are sheets of nori seaweed paper.
Hey.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah.
It's like his eyebrows look see.
And the Vespa in the end credit sequence is the director Kazuya Tsurumaki. So yes, so that was his Vespa. Yeah, credit.
All the lead come after you.
I bet they would.
And then
Especially
you'd
Coolie
be like,
Coolie fans.
I'd be like, hey, room for one, me, myself, and I.
it's adorable.
Oh, it looks weird.
On the top, yeah.
Apparently it has chocolate in the middle.
Some strawberry and chocolate.
Probably drive.
So this is, I'm talking into the ice cream cone.
It's almost like a microphone. It looks like space ice cream.
It does. So it's called a giant calico? Calico? It looks like a frozen, like a space ice cream treat made of the cone. I'm not gonna eat it.
Right. Next fact: Naota's voice actress is Barbara Goodson, who also voiced Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers. Right. So, Ness, you mentioned why was she dressed as a Playboy bunny?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a reference to Daikon 3 and 4. Is an old anime series where the girl was dressed bunny outfits.
Yeah, I think I've seen just a reference to that. That's it.
Yeah, it's a reference. Alright, so here's a pretty interesting one. So Kanti, the logo on Kanti's screen in the first episode, it's basically symbols for adult, and which sort of symbolize the journey that Naota goes throughout the series. But on episode 6, there's a different symbol, like on the worm thing, right? There's a symbol on the worm thing, and that actually a child. So it kind of represents that Naota is content with being a kid now, and he's not really rushing things like he was throughout the series. And in the Japanese dub, there were hardly any professional VAs. The director cared more about what the character stood for than actually name talent. So cared more about what the actor could give to the character than any names. So, and the P exclamation mark on the Vespa is a reference to the Pillows, who did the music for the series. And
Anybody ever played Quake?
oh,
So the person that did Quake was actually 9 Inch. If you run around in Quake, it's the ammo boxes. Yeah.
and yeah. Speaking of, have you guys seen Rave Master? I think it's Rave Master. It was on Toonami. Yeah, the Real Big Fish did the theme song for that. But that was pretty interesting. You're right. So next trivia. Do you guys know the cigarette that Mamimi was smoking? It said "Never Knows Best" on it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
So the director had this postcard with like words written on a cigarette on it, and he was inspired by it. And this is what he said about the "Never Knows Best." So how can I say it? There's a best way, and not everyone can follow it. No one knows the best way. I thought it reflected my Mimi's belief that there is no future, that it had nuance that said she's given up on life. So, yeah, essentially, like, no one really knows the best way, and we're kind of just guessing through things a lot of the time.
Kind of sounds like this.
I feel like most adults
See that?
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, I guess.
And all right, yeah. So this is pretty cool. Adamus was the Pirate King guy, right? So Adamus is this book that the director read, and it's about the Cold War and the USSR. What did you mention? That USSR
on the shirt.
On her shirts. Yeah. So that was a reference to that book. Yeah. That's all the facts that I have. There are many more facts, but I kind of wanted to focus more on what would be relevant to people in this room. Yeah. Definitely worth a watch. I don't know why you're listening to this if you haven't watched it already.
It's pretty much classic.
Yeah, modern classic. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we kind of talked about how this is like a story of growing up, right? But like for me, like I didn't really get that, and maybe it's just because like I don't really see the man side of it, because it's a lot about like the main character growing up to be a man, but like the woman side of it, there's like 3 different women leads that all have different roles in this guy's life. And
well, yeah, I don't think it's about like growing up in general. I think it's about
yeah, I just thought, I don't know, I just a different perspective.
I feel like the way
right,
it's him,
because I don't feel any personal connection to the main character, but I felt personal connection to like the female. But even though their role was kind of minuscule in a lot of
also,
ways.
like, first time we watched this same.
right. Yeah,
we're just on the cusp of puberty, probably.
I was like 7.
Like 4 years away, but I was like 11, so I was like right there.
Yeah, that's yeah. I didn't get that on the first like couple times when I was like young, but I revisited it in like when I was about 18 or so, and I understood it then. Yeah, I think you both mentioned like you really picked up on like sexual overtone on it.
I feel like it's
Right, and I know that there's some other stuff. I just think we're all kind of tired right now and can't really like
cognitively speak about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in a lot of ways Naoto was more mature than his dad, really.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I'd say that.
Yeah, he was kind of a big kid.
His dad also kind of struggling a bit too. I mean, he's trying to sell his magazine shop. Kind of seemed like he got replaced with Cyborg or an android at one, kind of kicked while he was down. He seemed like he needed some growing. Like he's going for like Haruko and Naota had the same had like a relationship going on, and kind of like butting to that. First off, kind of weird. Sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that kind of made me think of something that was made pretty clear throughout the series, is that the other adult men series weren't suited for what Haruko needed. But
yeah.
So I think that she saw the potential in Naota, in that he could sort of transcend and surpass what the generation for him.
Yeah, because like at the end of it, like I kind of came away with the fact that like the lead male was a better person because he had come into contact with female.
There's lots of things to dig into. Maybe we can do that on the next one with season 2 and
season 3.
3, right?
Yeah.
So are you coming back for that?
I'll come back for that.
Yeah,
I'll come back.
Right.
This is awesome.
I think what we're gonna do for those is weekly things, like a weekly, for each new episode, we'll just talk about it. So I think that might give you more opportunity most time. Want the not feel pressure, can't make one because several more after that.
I'll bring more beer.
Yeah.
Maybe not Japanese beer because this shit's strong, but yeah.
All right. Final thoughts.
Still a fan.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, thanks for listening to the MSG podcast. That's movies with Sarah and Garrison. And I guess we should call it MSG in for this one. Actually, no, that doesn't
work out. I'm sorry.
All right, see you guys next week for what is it? What's next week? We have
we actually don't have an MSG podcast. We don't have one planned.
I think for the next few ones are going to be My Hero Academia ones, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, stay fresh, guys.